mess out here.
Hey, this is Adam from Alaska Cut the Cord, and once again today we're going to work on the Yamaha Tenere 700, and I'm going to do just a quick talk here about the additions that I made to it the last time. We added the skid plate, we added the rear rack and the tour pack. It's not on there yet, I still haven't keyed the lock, and we did the lowering kit, which is right down here. If you can see in there the blue straps. Everything on it has worked great with the exception of one thing. When I lowered the bike, I lowered it 18 millimeter and I also raised the forks 10-12 millimeter in order to keep the ergonomics the same, but it had an unintended effect. Let me show you that. I don't know if any of you other guys have had this happen, but this is your normal kickstand that you use, you know, if you're just stopping, running in, getting gas, and this is the center kickstand here. By lowering the bike, it in a sense made it like this kickstand was longer. Well, big deal, right? Well, the effect that that has is it actually makes the bike, when it's on the side kickstand, it makes it sit a whole lot straighter. So when you go to get on the bike, and the way I get on this bike, because even at 6 foot, this bike is tall and there's no way I'm swinging my leg over everything in here. So I stand on the foot peg here and I swing over the bike and I sit down. Well, the first time I got on it after installing the lowering kit, I almost tipped it over because the bike is standing straight up, the kickstand is still down, and it just kind of compresses the suspension and the kickstand pushes it over the opposite way. That's not cool. I did a little research to see if I could find a adjustable kickstand for the bike, and I haven't found anything. I have the capability of shortening it, which I may have to do, because right now if I had the bags and the tour pack loaded without even sitting on the bike, I don't know that it would stand up. I think it would compress the suspension enough that it may actually tip over. I didn't see anyone else talking about that. It's kind of a strange phenomenon. So I'll have to let you know what I end up doing there. But the reason we're here today is to talk about the horrible ergonomics of the Tenere 700. The seat height is fine for me. I love the mid pegs. We'll probably upgrade the pegs here in the future. But the handlebar position is too far forward, too low, and maybe for some people it's fine. But for me, a prior neck injury causes numbness and all kinds of issues. There's no way I'm going to be able to ride it for more than 40-50 miles at a time without fingers going numb. We're going to move the handlebars today. Now, I've seen some people don't like these kits. I don't know, maybe they're not the best. There's a couple of different people that make them. There's the rocks, I think it is, where you remove this top cap on your triple tree and it bolts right in place and you just move your handlebars. I think they adjusted about 1 inch. This style, these little rings go on here. I can't really make it stay on there like so. And these end up getting clamped where your bars currently are in here. And then your bars will mount in this portion of it here. So that's how these work. I don't know. I've heard some people say that there may not be enough clamp force if you're really doing off-road and they're worried that the bars might twist. I don't know if that's the case or not. I guess we'll have to go jump a triple after I put them on and see if it works. No, I'm not going to do that. The other thing that we've got is this is Alaska. And oftentimes it'll be 65, 70 degrees in the afternoon. But when I leave in the morning, it's anywhere from 32 to 40 degrees. Even with these bark busters on here for, wind protection, a lot of it, and the actual protection in case of a fall, they don't stop my fingertips from going completely numb. I'll make it about 15 miles and I can't hardly feel my hands. So I bought some heated grips here, and we're going to talk about that. There are heated grips made just for this bike. Two things with that. A, they're not available to actually purchase, and B, they're about $420 with shipping. These were $84. They actually clip on. They actually just go right over your standard grips. We're gonna try them out. Maybe that's not the way to go. Maybe I need to spend $400 for the Yamaha heated grips if I can find them. So yeah, we're gonna deal with that. Let's get started. We may have to change locations of some of these wires. It's supposed to be pretty much just a plug and play, so it looks like it's going to move it about 2 inches. We'll simply install that in there, and once again we're going to use a little bit of blue Loctite on this. Okay, there they are, loosely installed. 2 inches might be a bit much. Cables here all look great. Over here, this throttle cable is really tight. I don't know that I like that or what I can do to adjust that because of the way it runs behind the triple tree here. I'll have to sit on it here and see if this is where I want it or not, or if I can roll it a little bit forward. Still loose. There they are installed. I'm gonna come right out and say I'm not 100% sure that I like this. Seems, I don't know, it seems like they're gonna move. I don't know. I'll test them out, but I have a feeling that if you landed hard and you put your weight down on the bars, I think they'd move. I'm probably gonna look for that Rox brand. They're a lot more solid. They completely eliminate one of the pivot points. The way they mount, they replace these top caps and they actually mount right in there, and the location for the bars is machined right into it. These don't, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Sitting on the bike, it feels really comfortable. They're moved up and back about, I don't know if you can tell from the top, they're moved back probably an inch, inch and a half, and they're moved up 2 inches. It feels a lot more comfortable. Cables all seem okay. The only ones I'm worried about at all is the throttle cable here. Seems a little bit tight, which would be another reason to perhaps not be quite as extreme with it. I'm gonna try it. I mean, they look nice and everything. I don't know. I'm not really sold. I've ridden dirt bike before and I know what'll happen. Sometimes you can almost break your wrist landing hard. I'm not sure these are gonna take that, but I'll have to take it for a ride and see how it behaves. But yeah, I don't know, time will tell. To install the hand grips, you can see I kind of modified things here. I rotated this crash bar down, took off this side panel. This connector right here is for the marker light, and this one here is for accessories. So there's 2 keyed hots and a ground. The nice way to do this would be to just have the plug-in and then it has a twin pigtail that comes off that will supply you with power to like a GPS, and in this case heated hand grips. But of course I live in Alaska, so if I'm going to order that, it's going to be a month before I get it. So what I'm probably most likely going to do here is I'm going to cut the wire, and I'm going to use these solder connectors. They solder and seal it together at the same time. I'd like to do it with the actual peg, but this should work fine. The way the grips go on, they're kind of universal, so it'd be nice, I guess, if they were a little bit longer, but they literally just clip over. And honestly, they're the same. They're really grippy rubber feel, just like the grips that are on there, as long as they stay and don't move. I can show you the other side here. Same thing on the throttle side. I made sure that the wire is pointing down and that I have a little bit of slack. Now I have to actually route these wires and then zip tie them up so that everything's out of the way, and that's what I'm going to do now. I think I'm going to actually put the switch, because it has 2 levels of heat. I'm going to put the switch right here, and that way I can reach it with my left hand and turn them on and off. So I'm going to get to that. So what I decided to do here, I hate cutting and splicing wires when I can get the plug, and I know it's going to be a month-long wait. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this back together, and I'm going to order the proper pigtail for this. The pigtail goes from 1 to 2, so then you could either power the other cigarette lighter socket right here, or and use that to power a GPS, and you can use it to power the hand grips at the same time. So what I found that's just gonna have to work for the time being while I wait, I don't even know what it goes to, but I found this. It's just a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug-in, and I'm going to use that for the time being because I do have that location right here. So I'm just going to plug it in. I'm going to splice that onto the end of my wires, and that'll just have to work for the time being until I can get that plug in. I'm going to order that up yet today, and if it takes a month, it takes a month, but at least we're going to do it right. It's the right way to do it. And I'm going to leave the pigtail here. I'm going to leave that full length. It's going to end up getting shortened anyway, because this is where the power is and this is where the grips are, so it's only really got to be about 14 inches long. I'll just leave it full length for the time being, and that way when I get the plug, we'll do things right. So all right, I'm going to finish this up quick. Okay, so here it is, all done. The control for the heated hand grips is right here. Just a quick press. You got 2 different settings, all nice and waterproof. My plug-in down here, not waterproof, but it'll work until I get what I need. The grips currently on, honestly they feel good. So I don't know, I might move them more centered. I'm not sure there. And the handlebars, although I think this is kind of a goofy way to do it, they do feel solid right now. I'm gonna take it out for a ride, and yeah, we'll see how good it is. You ready? No, I'm not going in shorts and flip-flops. Are you serious? Gotta dress for the slide, not for the ride. Be right back.